Hi everyone, this is Cody, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review of this Rolair air compressor. Now this is model OD1500HPV5, so they still make this model, but it has changed a little bit. I'm not sure if they make this exact one. This is the 1.5 horsepower, the new ones are 2 horsepower, and I think the new ones have oiled, like an oil pump versus oilless. So there's some differences. So this is obviously an older model, but it still works really well. Okay, so on this it has a 4.5 gallon tank, I think, unless I'm getting that wrong. So it looks like a really small tank compared to like a 2-gallon compressor that I have, but it's actually big just because of the shape and everything. So this is kind of a vertical pancake style compressor. So the engine is beside the pancake. And then it has 2 gauges on it. It has one for the valve adjustment there, and then one in the tank, and they still seem to work good. And then it has the output of the air, which comes down to this check valve. Now I got it, I guess, I'm not entirely certain if the check valve was bad on it before, but I couldn't get it to work. It was just shooting air out of here and never seemed to stop. And I replaced it and it works now, so I'm not sure. The one I got is actually slightly bigger, longer, but it still fit and it works perfectly, so that's good. And then it has the electronics over here, so it's just an on-off switch and then a safety valve underneath. And then over on this side, we have this side of the motor. Now under here is a little air filter. So this is the filter. It does have a filter, so that's good. There's some air compressors just don't have a filter, which doesn't really make sense. So that can be cleaned and then put back in there, and that's going to stop stuff from getting in. So hopefully it'll last a while. Now taking a closer look at the gauges and the regulator. So the gauges, you can't really see them well on camera just because of the lighting, but they go from 0 to 200 psi. Now obviously this isn't going to go to 200, or it shouldn't. This cuts off at 130, and then when you use up air, it kicks back in again at about 100, from what I remember. We'll have a look at that. And then here's the valve thing here. I forget what these are called. It works okay. It's not as nice as some of them, so I may upgrade it. So let's try it out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is basically I've got the air compressor fully drained, so it's at 0 psi. And now what I'm going to do is plug it in and turn it on, and we'll see how long it takes it to fill up to 130. So I'm just going to time it with my phone here. I'm going to try and turn it on and hit the start button at the same time. So let's see how long it takes. Okay, so now the air compressor is shut off. Now that took a total of 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Now there is something to point out down on the check valve. Hold on, let me. This little guy down here, basically there's a little pin that pops out of there. It took it a minute and a half for that to come out, so maybe it has to warm up or something. I really don't know what that's for, but once that popped out, I guess, so that popped out at a minute and a half, so the time is significantly shorter if you don't count the warm-up time. It doesn't seem to take anywhere near as long if it's just been running, so I'm really not sure about that, but that's what happened. So now we're at full pressure. So what I'm going to do now is connect something up to here, or basically I guess I can just open the valve here, and then I'll run down the pressure until it kicks back in, and we'll see how long it takes it to fill back up from the 100 psi that it kicks in at. So I'm going to reset the timer and start it. So we'll see how long it takes to go down, and then I'll start it again. I'll shut off this. Okay, so that took about 21 seconds to fill back up to 130 after we let some air out. So I'd say that's pretty good. So for just regular use on stuff, you know, kind of like I had a 2-gallon compressor before. It wasn't anywhere near the quality of this one. And it just, you know, it was okay for really small stuff. But for the stuff I'll be using, you know, I'm probably going to get some small impact wrenches and stuff. This is going to be much better, and I was able to find this at a garage sale for a good price, and then I spent a bit on parts, so I think I got myself a good compressor. So if any of you guys have any suggestions or info about this, I'd be happy to hear it. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next video.